This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
One person was taken to the hospital after a multiple vehicle crash on the interstate in Bangor this morning. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The mother of a 2-year-old who was exposed to fentanyl and suffered an overdose has been indicted by the Penobscot County Grand Jury. And we'll show you the progress being made of the I-395 extension that spans from Route 1A in Brewer to Route 9 in Eddington. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Already air quality, we have our eye on that. We're good in our neck of the woods, but if we look further out towards the south and west, a lot of areas not looking so great. The great counties here are air quality advisories and alerts that are up. Other areas, so dealing with unhealthy to even very unhealthy air in a few areas, but we're okay in our backyard for now, especially with all the rain and everything moving through. We had dense fog advisories posted earlier this morning. Those were dropped at around 9 a.m. Small crowd advisories as well, dropping at 8 p.m. later on tonight as the wave heights will start to calm down. But a lot of fog out there as well this morning as well. Look at this. This was kind of from earlier this morning, where many areas right around a mile or less of visibility. Reaching out to Millinocket, but Caribou area looking pretty good with regards to the visibility. Otherwise, so we had a few showers moving through earlier this morning. Not much lighting with it, an hour and a little bit of a break. We'll be watching for a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder during the afternoon period, developing right about in here where my hand's at. We'll be watching that area later on for more showers and storms. Here's that front right here that's tracking to the east, so a little bit of moisture may try to sneak in from the south, but that's going to be that main area we'll be watching for moving forward. So futurecast moving forward for today, there's that chance for showers and storms. Otherwise, so just clouds and fog on the way and a few more showers on the way as we start things off for your Friday. Otherwise, though, the winds out of the south going toward the north at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overall, we'll be watching the wind kind of staying calm as we do move forward. But your hourly forecast moving forward showing clouds and some rain as well and a few rumbles of thunder throughout the afternoon. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Several people were injured in a multiple vehicle accident on Interstate 95 in Bangor this morning. According to Maine State Police Trooper Brian Creamer, it happened in the left lane near exit 183.
It appears that a car up in front checked up, causing the car behind it to hit, and then so on and so forth. They just kind of kept hitting each other. Even though they were trying to avoid, it just 7 to 9 cars involved.
A trooper was conducting a traffic stop when the first vehicle stopped short and started the multiple vehicle crash. Officer Creamer says some of the drivers suffered minor injuries but are okay. One person was transported to a hospital. Maine Department of Transportation and Bangor Fire Department were on the scene assisting those involved in cleaning up the scene, and the cause of the accident is still under investigation. Police around Mount Desert Island are looking for a suspect from New Hampshire who's accused of stealing a car. Local police say they received a call from Wolfboro, New Hampshire police around 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon reporting that a male subject was operating a stolen vehicle and was traveling in the direction of Bar Harbor on State Highway 3. Wolfboro police called again shortly after, saying the man called them and said he was in the lobby of a local hotel. The suspect was identified as 40-year-old Jeremy Gee of Wolfboro. Police say they were able to locate Gee in the stolen vehicle, but as they arrived on the scene, he fled into the area on foot into the woods. Gee is a white male, approximately 6 feet tall and weighs approximately 200 pounds. He has hazel eyes and brown hair. He was last seen wearing jeans, a ball cap, sneakers, and not wearing a shirt. Gee was last seen in the area of the Crooked Road and Old Norway Drive. A warrant has been issued for his arrest on charges of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, driving after suspension, and breach of his bail conditions. Police say if you see a subject matching this description, do not approach him and call 911 immediately. The mother of a 2-year-old who was exposed to fentanyl and suffered an overdose has been indicted by the Penobscot County Grand Jury. 29-year-old Jessica Shepard was arrested back in May of 2022 for allegedly leaving fentanyl out in her home. According to court records, that led to her 2-year-old daughter consuming it and experiencing an overdose. She is also accused of giving the child Narcan to revive her. Shepard was indicted Thursday on charges of aggravated assault and endangering the welfare of a child. The legislature's Appropriation and Financial Affairs Committee approved a budget Wednesday morning. It includes investments in child care, housing, emergency medical services, and paid family medical leave. The vote was 11-1. It represents Part 2 of the biennial budget, and it will go to the full legislature for approval. The exact date will be announced by the presiding officers before the end of the week. Small business owners are dealing with the pressure of rising electricity rates, even if their usage rates remain the same. Doug Banks has more.
In January of 21, his electricity bill was $1,000. In January of 22, the electricity bill was $22.64. Because in March of 2023, his electricity bill in Ellsworth was $4,533.
The man Representative Thorne is speaking of is his nephew, Christopher Thorne, who owns the Dairy Queen in Ellsworth, along with 4 other locations. Over the past few years, and this year specifically, Thorne has seen his electricity bill skyrocket.
When you open that bill up at the beginning of February to see that you spent a lot in electricity in January, and not just this location, but 4 others, it's an eye-awakening that, okay, how am I going to pay for this?
He says numerous expenses have gone up over the past few years, including wages, delivery, and food costs. Unfortunately, those increases have been passed on to the consumer.
Just because a business raises their menu prices doesn't mean they're making any more. They're just covering up for the costs that they're being charged, whether it's McDonald's or across the way or Dunkin' Donuts up the hill. We're all dealing and combating it the best we can.
According to Thorne, the increase on his bill is coming from the cost per kilowatt hour rising, which measures how much energy someone uses per hour, and the standard cost section of the electric bill. According to Central Maine Power, this cost goes towards the state's solar policy incentives and power purchase agreements. Regardless of the reasoning behind utility rate increases, people like Christopher are asking, when will it stop?
I've been told many different things, and we don't know when it's going to end, when the increases are going to end.
In Ellsworth, Doug Banks, ABC 7, Fox 22 News.
There are more rate hikes in the near future for homeowners. In early June, regulators approved a rate hike for Central Maine Power that will increase a typical home's total electric bill by just over 1%, or $1.67. Versant Power will be hiking distribution rates effective July 1st and then again in January of 2024. The Senate has passed a bill to construct suicide prevention barriers on the Penobscot Narrows Bridge. LD 1120 seeks to prevent further loss of life by requiring the Department of Transportation to build and maintain pedestrian barrier fences. A statement says studies have shown that barriers are more effective at reducing suicide than alternative methods, such as signs with telephone hotline information. Prior to the installation of a barrier, the Memorial Bridge in Augusta was the site of numerous deaths by suicide. Since the barrier was put in place, no suicides have been reported at that location. The bill now goes to the governor. She has 10 days to sign the bill into law, veto it, or allow it to become law without her signature. The I-395 extension that spans from Route 1A in Brewer to Route 9 in Eddington is starting to take shape. Our David Ledford took a tour with members of the Maine DOT to get answers to some of the questions we all have as they work to finish the project.
This is where the Eastern Ave Bridge is going to be. The Wilson Street Bridge that carries Route 1A is behind me. Right now, everything's going well and we're on schedule.
The Maine Department of Transportation's I-395 and Route 9 connector project has been under construction since early 2022 after years of planning. During this time, crews have been laying the groundwork for paving, which is expected to start this fall, and setting up bridges for local traffic. Department officials say this project will provide what they're calling the missing link between communities, connecting the Eddington region to the Bangor-Brewer area.
Right now, if you're going from 395 to Route 9, 6 miles down the road, there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of different speed limits, there's a lot of encountering local traffic. This will make it a smooth shot, especially for commercial vehicles.
For those who have been using the detour, redirecting Cluleyville Road traffic in Eddington, an end is in sight. Officials say the road will reopen on November 15th, as will some other bridges involved in the project.
This is one of 5 bridges that is involved in this project. It's the only one that has a road going under it. Right now there's a lot of bridge work going on the 6-mile connector route, some earthwork, but we're putting the bridges in and hopefully opening some of them by the end of this year, by November.
Officials say the end goal of this project is to help connect communities and invigorate the local and state economies.
Economically speaking, businesses that do business in the greater Bangor region and serve markets east of here all the way to and including Canada, they will see the benefits of having a more reliable, safe, faster road.
The approximately $106 million project is on track to be completed by mid-2025. In Brewer, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, we'll find out about bringing asylum seekers to Aroostook County. We'll be right back.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Red Rabbit Bazaar, and Ruth and Wimpy's want to send you to see the Tedeschi Trucks Band with special guest Ziggy Marley live in concert Wednesday, July 5th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Red Rabbit Bazaar, Queen City's clothing market located above the Grindhouse in the heart of downtown Bangor, and Ruth and Wimpy's at 792 U.S. Route 1 in Hancock. We're a lobster lover's dream. Win tickets to see the Tedeschi Trucks Band July 5th on the Bangor waterfront.
Team, I'm proud of you.
Team, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
You earned this moment.
This was not our finest moment.
Now?
Now? Let's go to McDonald's.
Now, choose the new hot and spicy McChicken. 6-piece chicken McNuggets, McChicken, or a McDouble. 2 for only $3.99.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
When it comes to asylum seekers, Portland leaders have long called on other communities to pitch in. Some are wondering how to bring asylum seekers up north, all the way to Aroostook County. Mel Meyer has more.
I have been like them and I know what they face.
Victoire Lingwanga is using her experience as an asylum seeker to help others find a new home.
I'm checking with the asylum families, the refugees who are here in the southern Maine, what their needs are.
She's based in Portland and now working as the Workforce Development Coordinator for New Mainers at Northern Maine Community College in Presque Isle. Lingwanga's job is to be the bridge to connecting people with the resources available up there.
This program, it's a very good program. It's going to help them to, I can say, to restart their life here in the U.S.
The community college's president says they received 2 grants to fund this position for 2 years. The goal is to build a workforce of the future.
We think it's really important that it's a partnership with the community college
and the city to make this happen. And that partnership, I think, is going to make this successful.
It continues the efforts started by the Northern Maine Growth Initiative. That's a collaboration between community partners and employers focused on how to bring new Mainers to the area. What are the workforce needs in Presque Isle, and how could asylum seekers help with that?
I think new Mainers in general will help us with our workforce challenges. We have gaps in services that are not being filled in the healthcare sector, the service sector, retail sectors.
Portland City Manager welcomes the idea.
Across the state, anyone who has housing available and is able to step up in that way, yes, I would encourage everyone to do that.
That is one of many issues that Liwanga will assess up north, so the area can be prepared to welcome this new population.
Experts from all over Maine came to Bangor Thursday for the 28th Annual Child Welfare Education Conference. It focused on finding ways to improve the lives of children. Matthew Duronsik has the story.
Case managers, behavioral health professionals, and lawyers were among the many who participated in this year's conference.
It's been an awesome opportunity to connect with other professionals in the community. It's been such a great learning experience getting to talk with and listen to the presenters who have so much education and experience behind them.
Participants sat in on breakout sessions focusing on the conference's theme of trauma and resilience in a post-pandemic world, highlighting areas including supporting the LGBTQIA community, homelessness, and mental health.
When you're dealing with families with children that come into the child welfare system, we have to deal with a lot of social issues. As workers that care deeply about the well-being of children, we try to learn about those topics and to build skills together.
Office of Child and Family Services Director Dr. Todd Landry stopped in to give an update on the work OCFS has done and recognize the crowd's hard work.
Annie E. Casey Foundation ranked Maine 12th in the nation based on these key data indicators around child and family well-being. Just a few years ago in 2018, Maine was ranked 16th in the country.
Maine Child Welfare Education Executive Counselor Bonnie Dodson says it's the passion participants bring year after year that make these events meaningful.
One person, listening, seeing, acknowledging what someone has been through and that they're valued and that they have a place in this world can make all the difference in the long-term outcome for a child as well as an adult.
In Bangor, Matthew Duronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, if you're planning to travel this 4th of July, you might want to plan for disruptions. We'll be right back.
Weezer Indie Rock Road Trip. Coming your way, Friday, June 30th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Weezer, live, special guests, Future Islands, and Joyce Manor. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com. Weezer, don't miss out.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
These local businesses would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
Do you want to improve or upgrade your home? Well, At Home Furniture, Appliance, and Bedding in Lincoln and Dover Foxcroft has got you covered. We pride ourselves in the relationships we build with every customer, from commercial businesses to homeowners. We have some of the best prices on the best brands of appliances, furniture, and mattresses, and we even offer full kitchen and bath remodels with a designer and installers on staff. So stop in today and check us out at one of our locations and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Experts say this is expected to be the busiest 4th of July on record. Airlines are facing cancellations, and there are thousands of very unhappy customers. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in New York with the latest.
Wildfire smoke continues to blanket the U.S. from Canada's worst ever wildfire season. The smoke now moving from the Midwest to the Northeast once again. And thousands of holiday travelers are gearing up to hit the skies after the nation's airlines experienced major flight cancellations, seeing nearly 8,000 cancellations since Saturday.
This is my third day here. I was supposed to fly to Miami. We lost our cruise. We had to pay for it.
United Airlines blaming the FAA for traffic control staffing issues. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg acknowledging the shortages, but on the defense.
United Airlines seems to have some issues that are specific to their airline. Statistics make clear that FAA availability issues are not even close to being the #1 cause of delays and cancellations.
And the highways will be packed throughout the holiday weekend, with AAA projecting that 43.2 million people will be hitting the road and 3.36 million people expected to travel by bus, train, or cruise. And officials are urging passengers to look up their rights when it comes to airline flight cancellations and delays. If an airline cancels your flight, you are entitled to a refund. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
Scientists have consistently relied on accurate data during the pandemic, including how to measure COVID deaths, which have topped over 1 million in the U.S. ABC's Justin Finch sheds light on what they've learned.
For the past few years, CDC data has been used by researchers and policymakers to determine the COVID-19 risk in communities. There's an important distinction to how the CDC counts COVID hospitalizations versus COVID deaths. COVID hospitalizations include patients who were hospitalized because of COVID, for another condition made worse by COVID, or for non-COVID reasons but tested positive in the hospital. COVID deaths, on the other hand, are only counted when COVID was the main reason or a contributing reason to why a person died. It's an important distinction. Those who died from other causes, like car accidents, for example, would not be recorded as a COVID death, even if they tested positive for the virus. The CDC stresses that data is never perfect, but that the nation's more than 1.1 million COVID-19 deaths should not be downplayed. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Evan Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
When you get Spectrum One, you get fast, reliable internet for $49.99. Then, surprise, you find out you're also getting free advanced Wi-Fi with Security Shield. Another surprise, you're also getting a free line of unlimited mobile with 5G. Surprise, it's me. With Spectrum One, you're going to be very surprised by all the free stuff you get. Or you would be if I hadn't already just told you. Still, when you get in there, could you act surprised? Well, something for the people in the store. Spectrum One. Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile. All for just $49.99. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
For a better center to serve you, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. For a bigger selection of trusted brands, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. And to better service your ride, no matter the size, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. Master mechanics, free shuttle service, and the fair deals you deserve. Take Littlefield Avenue to Bangor Tire, beside Dysart's in Herman. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
The Maine Graduate School is celebrating its 100th birthday. Here's a look at what Maine's only public grad school has done over the last century. The The University of Maine's graduate program was formally organized on June 29, 1923, but postgraduate degrees were awarded to students decades beforehand. The first master's degree was granted to agriculture student Walter Ballantyne in 1881. The first master's degree conferred to a woman in Maine was just a year later when Persia Vinyl White received a master's in literature. There have only been 12 deans of the graduate school in the last 100 years.
We have a variety of programs at the master's level, 85 master's programs and 35 doctoral programs.
The dean says UMaine status as a high research doctoral university was granted in part due to the tireless work of graduate students. In the next century, UMaine hopes to see even bigger expansion of its degree programs.